99% of this world doesn't even have the ability to be honest with themselves, let alone anybody else. Hi, today everybody, we are discussing honesty and being honest with yourself. So self-honesty, which is a lot harder than it sounds actually. I've been on a self-learning experience over the last sort of 5 or 6 years, and let me tell you something, it's not something that you want to be doing, but anyway, 99% of this world doesn't even have the ability to be honest with themselves, let alone anybody else. So when we talk about being honest with yourself, it's very, very difficult to be honest with yourself, because from the minute you wake up in the morning, you have got your alter ego in your mind telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're no good, you've got to be here, you've got to be there, you've got to be somewhere else. So to find and listen to that inner voice that's deep, deep down inside you is so very difficult in this modern world. Why? Because that's the way that they want it. They have got you bombarded. All of your senses are constantly being bombarded from the mobile phone, constantly calling you, from the 5G, from your router in your house, constantly giving you microwave radiation, from the radiation that you've got from your dinner, from absolutely everything, from the food that you drink, from the water to the food, to the air that you breathe. You as a human are being bombarded. It's war against yourself. So whilst all of this is happening, how do we find ourselves? Well, how you find yourself is very difficult. But the first thing you need to do, switch off your mobile phone, turn off your router, switch off the television, throw away your BBC license, take yourself out into the country and breathe and get away from all of this static, all of this noise, all of this crap that's absolutely designed to stop you from thinking. Now, freedom and the ability to be able to talk honestly to yourself means that you've got to be able to listen to your inner voice, and you don't hear your inner voice when there's so much other noise around you. So it's very, very difficult to do. Trying to find yourself, well, you're not going to find it running around in the park. You're not going to find it in the gym. You're not going to find it in a polar pasta. You're not going to find it in a bag of cocaine. You're not going to find it in a pint. All of those things I see people doing daily in order to try and escape from being with themselves. So in order to get honesty, you have to learn to speak to yourself, to hear your own voice, to bring down the noise level, to put away all of the technology and the shit, and just, and it sounds mad, and I'm not a hippie, but to do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of mindfulness, a bit of meditation. I personally was at the point where I was going to die, and I watched the YouTube video, and it was Wim Hof that turned up on there, and the guy was in and out of ice baths, and he said at the end of it, if you are at a point in your life where you are about to kill yourself, I was the most vulnerable person at that point. I was white, I was English, I was a man. All of the things that in the UK, these are the worst things that you could ever be, white, English and a male. And we are the most vulnerable members of society at the moment, because whatever you do as a white English person, you're never going to get it right. You know, you've got to be sorry for everything that's ever happened before and everything that's ever going to happen to go again. Nobody else in the world has ever fucked anything up. Nobody in the world has ever done anything wrong apart from you. But anyway, I got into an ice bath and that saved me from killing myself, believe me. So if you want to be honest with yourself, get rid of technology, take the noise down, get yourself off of social media, stop listening to everybody else's bollocks, and go off and get some quiet time. Or otherwise, you're just going to be a slave to the system, and that's exactly how they want you. Don't be a slave, find yourself, don't play with yourself.